Hi everyone, welcome in. I hope you're all doing well on this fine Tuesday. As fine as this day is, I woke up at like 11 because my roommate woke me up super early this morning and I tried to go back to sleep, but I could only get up like later. As always, as at the beginning of my stream, I'm gonna put my links in the chat. Um, It's the end of the month. I don't have money for rent. I'm very nervous about it. I'm gonna get evicted if I don't pay by tomorrow. So if you wanna help out, I have my Etsy and my Ko-fi. My Ko-fi goes directly to my bank account through PayPal. I just have to do the transfer. So right now I'm very nervous that I'm gonna get evicted. I've like tried to sorry, I still have allergies, but I still have to eat rice, so my allergies aren't helping right now. But what I'm trying to say is, I've been like trying to sell things, my own possessions, for a while now, and I've put more of them for sale. When this all is happening, seeing that I wasn't really making sales or anything this month, and I've not sold any of them at all. People have contacted me and be like, you have to go to this place on a Sunday morning at like 5 a.m. for me to buy from you, blah blah blah. And I can't do that being so sick. And like that would have been for like $20 and things like that. These are kind of the only money I've made this past month, and I made one sale. But like that wasn't enough. That covered part of my food. That's what it covered. I've not been eating very well this month. I've skipped like a lot of meals and things like that, and I've tried to still buy food even when I couldn't really afford it. Because I'm malnourished and I don't want to get sicker, but uh, yeah, I can't really do that. And I'm not trying to be pitied right now, but I'm not going to make rent, and I'm getting evicted if I don't pay by the end of the day tomorrow. And before you say anything, my landlords are in their legal rights to do so. In Quebec, if you don't pay by the date they said, like the first of the month, they're allowed to give you an eviction notice the day of. And since they've been very lenient in the past about me not paying immediately and things like that, um, they're just gonna evict me. They said that the next time I did this, they just evict me. So I'm gonna get evicted. I don't even have any part of the rent in my bank account right now. I don't even have half of what I need to pay. So that's what's gonna happen. And so that might very possibly be the last time you see me on here. I'm packing bags for to go live in the street right now. I don't have anyone I can ask for money. I don't have any help, and I'm disabled. Even if I try to get a job, I never get hired uh, after interviews and things because I can't work. There's a lot of things I can't do, and I can't take initiative, and I can't do a lot of things. So even when I try to get work, I can't, and I have a lot of health issues anyway that would prevent me getting most jobs. I can't stay on my feet for more than 2 minutes at a time without unbearable pain, and that is because I'm unstable on my joints, and my whole body, to counteract that, puts pain in my body, and that's what happens. It happens to a lot of autistic people, unfortunately, and some still have to do full shifts standing up, but I can't do that with the weight that I have and everything else. I get into unbearable pain when I try to get up, to be up. Like, the problem is not walking, the problem is standing. I can't stand in one spot. And unfortunately, all the jobs that I could get are standing up in this position. Like the disabled jobs, like the autism jobs that people keep telling me I should apply for, are factory jobs. You know, the production lines where you stand in one spot and you don't move, and you put this there and this there and this there, and this requires being fast. And I'm dyspraxic in this graphic, so I can't do that. I can't do it. It doesn't work for me. I'm not fast enough to do it. Um, and also, I can't have any sort of warehouse job because I have carpal tunnel. I would drop things. So that's another thing I can do. So right now I'm going to go live in the streets. That's what I'm gonna do tomorrow. I'm preparing bags to go live in the streets right now. Um, I'm gonna try to crochet and do things as much as I can, but I also have to get ready to get evicted. I tried the whole month. I put my links everywhere. I tried to sell things off on Marketplace. I tried to do other things. I've not been crocheting as much because I've had a lot of flare-ups. But this month, like, money's just been slow and nobody can help me. And I'm sorry, I know that I'm being a lot of a downer right now. But I'm just very worried and scared and anxious at the moment. I'm sorry if it sounds bad. Well, thank you. But I can't get a job, as I was just explaining. Uh, it's just, yeah, I'm getting ready to go live in on the street right now. At least it's getting warmer, so I won't freeze too much. I have a winter jacket, but it's too heavy for me to take with me. So I'm gonna have to take my regular normal jacket. So that means I'll be colder, but I can't hold the bigger one. It's like really really large. You know, the big thick ones with like polyester stuffing and everything. The ones where you look like a little bundle when you wear them. That's what I have. So that's too heavy. I have to take into account that I'm gonna have to have a backpack on me at all times. So I need to take clothes that are rather easy to transport. You know. So yeah, that's what's been going on. I've tried to keep it to myself that things were getting that bad, because every time I talk about this, I get quite nasty comments, to be honest with you. So I don't really, I'm just anxious. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. But yeah, like, I've received a tiny bit of help from some folks, but like a $20 order that I got from my friend isn't gonna cut it. It did help, but like I was saying, what I did is I got food, and the rest of it, like, I had to pay bills, and I'm very much behind on that as well. I'm just scared. I'm not in a good place today. And I don't know. I just don't know. I guess I want my last, like, moments on YouTube, well, to be kind of, I don't want to be talking about all this because I've been talking about it a lot, and people just seem kind of bored with it in the end. But, I understand why people think the way they do about me, but like there is a level of support needs I have as an autistic person with added uh, physical disabilities and with PTSD, CPTSD, and things like that. That people are not really able to comprehend. So I'm not getting any medical help with that. Like I should have an aid with me, but I don't have that because my doctor believes that I'm just being lazy and not doing the things I should do, and that I'm too lazy for not getting a job. But the truth of it is, even if I get hired by some kind of miracle at a job, I'm not going to be able to keep that job. And people don't understand when I say that. They say, just put in effort. But like my brain works in a way where I'm not able to withstand a job. If you tell me, oh, you have to do inventory, okay, but I don't know how to do that. I don't know what you want me to do. Do you want me to categorize things this way, or that way? And if I improvise and do it in one way, then after that I did it wrong and the person wants me to start again, I cannot show initiative. I freeze when I get to ask things that are imprecise. You don't understand. Like, I'm not being lazy or like being fussy. I freeze and I stand there in the middle of the place going, I don't know what to do. And people are like, stop slacking off when I do that. But I'm not slacking off. I'm frozen because I don't know how to do the job. And that's why I cannot get a normal job. That's what happens when I work. And like right now, I'm doing it myself on my own terms, so I'm able to take my own initiative because I cannot do it wrong. But when you do it for someone else, it's different because there are expectations. And that's pretty much it. I'm just exhausted. Like, people keep telling me I'm too lazy for not getting a job. Like, they just don't get it. And I don't qualify for disability because my doctor doesn't believe I do. So this is my only income. And there are social help programs in Quebec. However, a few months ago, well, for a while actually, I made too much money to qualify anymore. And I know that at first when you make more money, you have to give that back. So in the end, I just end up not having money anymore anyway because I have to give it back. But now I just don't qualify because last month and the month before I made way more money than that, like to a point where, okay, it would be ridiculous to give back to the government a few $100s because I made more than the not the quota, but like the amount you're allowed to make by yourself. I don't know if I'm making any sense, but yeah, when you get social security, not social security, social help, I don't really know the name in English, but when you get that money from the government, you're only allowed to make a certain amount for yourself, which is very low, by the way, not nearly as sufficient, but I exceed it often, not always, but I exceed it often. And so, you know, like, I'm not really better off if I end up giving all of it back, because that's still income loss. And so that is why I don't qualify. And but the thing is, when you're a small business, not every day is as not every month, I mean, is as fruitful. Like, I've had a few good months before, but this month is very slow. I don't get sales. I got like one sale from my friend and another one from someone who sometimes orders from me. Um, But yeah, that went in food and bills. Like I was saying that they were gonna cut my electricity soon, which I think it would be by the end of the month. I received a letter last month saying they were cutting my electricity, but for some reason they didn't. So I don't know when the exact date for that is. I just know it is soon. Because once it gets like under a certain degree, they're not allowed to cut you off during the winter because you could freeze to death. So they're allowed to do it from March or April. I don't know. I'm sorry, I don't know the exact day, but I know it is soon. And I owe them a few $100s as well because I've not been able to pay. I've been prioritizing paying rent and things like that I can. Like I don't pay a bill before it gets threatened to be cut off. And the only other thing I pay is a small fee for one thing that I like to watch, and that's the only thing I buy for myself because I was depressed and I was not feeling good, so I pay like $7 a month for it, and that's all I buy for myself. And for food, I pay like under $100 per month. I pay like maybe $50 to $75 a month for food most of the time. Sometimes a little bit more. It depends like how food is going essentially. By the way, I'm almost finished with this panel. I'm testing for Nessa's knots. I put all her information in the description with her channel and everything. And I'm sorry that I'm being such a downer. And when I accepted to test for her, I did not know that I was gonna end up in this because I still had a few days and I was like, oh, I'm probably gonna be fine and blah blah blah. Just trying to be optimistic, but yeah, for this one panel, at least I will have finished this one first panel, which is like the main part of the graph. The back ends up being just black, so it turns out I didn't need as much yarn as I thought I did. So I will be okay just making a back panel in black. I guess I'd better talk about fun projects now, don't I? But essentially, you have this as the front, and the back panel is just one color. And you just sew both of them together. After that, you make the handles. But I do want to line this. I have some fabrics to line it. So that's what I should be doing. I don't know that it will happen anytime soon. Just because of the situation I find myself in. But I do want to line it because I think it would look good. I have maybe a few rows left. I have maybe like 7 or 8 rows left. Something like that. I don't remember the exact number. Don't ask me, my memory is not doing so well right now. But this neon color is a bit smaller than my black because I don't know, Burna Premium is a little bit thick of a yarn, and Hobby Amigo XL is a little bit thin of a yarn. So because of that, it makes it a bit harder to manage, But it will be okay. It will stretch out a bit when I stitch it together with the back panel. So I anticipate this to have some kind of give, not really not really it's not gonna be perfectly straight, but I've always struggled making this all in the back neat because I struggle holding yarn and with tension as well. So the tension of the floats is very difficult for me to get right. So because of this whole project is a little bit like not crimped together, but yeah, it's tensing up instead of extending. And the parts in black are like very wavy because of it. But this is no fault of the pattern. It's just the way I crochet that makes it so. And it's because it's very difficult for me to gauge the tension of each stitch from one stitch to the next. I cannot determine if it is the same until I'm done with the whole project. Essentially, I can't feel proper tension if that makes any sense. Like most people are telling me they just crochet and they know, oh, I'm being a little tight right now, oh, I'm being a little loose right now, but I cannot tell. And that's because like both dyspraxia and dysgraphia play a role in this, I believe. But I manage. I managed to make decent crochet projects. And for some reason, people think I crochet fast, but I crochet quite slow. You can see me on camera. I'm not very fast. Like I see people doing this, but I'm not crocheting right now. Just waved my hands around. Um, this is me crocheting. I make like one stitch every 2 or 3 seconds. Um, Something like that. Like I don't know the actual time it takes me because I've not uh timed myself, but I know that I crochet rather slow for most crocheters. I see people like magically make one row in 5 seconds and finish their whole projects in a few hours, but the thing is I crochet for a long time during the day because that's what I do. So, for example, I'll pick up a project at 8 a.m. and I'll finish it at like 2 p.m. And people assume it's because I crochet fast and it only took me an hour, but it didn't. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't know if it's making much sense right now. I'm hoping it does. All right, I need one more skein right now. And since I don't have since I don't have many rows, I'm gonna try to guess which one is lighter. I think it's this one. It's got a little bit of extra bits of yarn going on right now. Yeah, the yarn is everywhere. That is a B Amigo XL. Ouch. You're very welcome, dear. You're gonna tuck me in bed. I think I might not be on very long actually because it's already 3, and like I was talking earlier, I gotta figure out living arrangements, not really arrangements, but I gotta find a safe place to go. um like I hesitated talking about this, but this is my reality now. But yeah, I gotta figure out a safe place to go in case I don't manage to pay rent on time. um I've not had this happen in a while, but like I was saying, my landlords are angry with me because in the past I've not been consistent with paying rent. Yeah, I got a bunch of notifications right now. We're gonna make one last post on social media, see if I can at least like sell some of my stuff, but I've made them for the past few days and no one's answered, so I don't have much hope for that. But like, I get all the help I can need, really. Alright, there. I made a post on social media. I'm gonna do one on Instagram as well. Are gonna do one on Instagram as well. Um, right now I'm not finding my page. Ugh. Okay, I hate that. You know what I hate about Etsy? You always get like notifications of all the things of all the shops you follow, but like you have a big glaring number at the top, and when you click on it for it to disappear, you have to wait like 5 seconds. Otherwise, it will still be there. Well, that's annoying. I'm gonna say it. It's annoying. I know that's a petty thing to complain about, but it's like a minor inconvenience, but also very annoying. I put a very pretty picture with a rainbow that I took the other day when it was raining. I'm gonna show you. Just give me a second here. I'm gonna cover the school with it because I don't want to be doxxed or to dox the children. So, yeah. Because I'm queer, I gotta careful with that. But okay, I'm just gonna show you the sky with the tree. But look, I don't think you can see right now. My screen is pretty white. Okay, all right. I just really don't want to show the school. I guess I'll scribble it for the showing, but because there's a pretty rainbow. Oh, you can't even see the rainbow. Oh no. But okay, you can kind of see it next to the tree a little bit, I guess. But there's a there was this pretty nice cute sky colorful thingy. You can kind of see it between the branches, I guess. I wish I could show you a better picture. But unfortunately, I cannot. Alright. I gotta figure out if I can make one more row with this much yarn. Which is single crochet, so I don't know. Because when I test things that I want to sell, I have this thing that I don't really like weaving in part of the way the yarn. I want to weave in all the way so that the row doesn't like magically get one tiny strand. You know what I mean? That's not good. I don't like that. I'm fussy about it. But I guess I also want to um, keep as much yarn as I can because there. You know, I have a limited amount of this. I'm gonna have enough to finish, but at the end of the day, I don't really want to be wasteful either. So I guess that I'm gonna compromise and weave it part of the way. Okay. This took like 1 skein and a half. Well, this will take 1 skein and a half. Now it's taken one. Hey, good. Okay. This is meant to be shaped as a square. The last pattern was a scarf, so it was using half double crochet. This one is using single crochet. And don't worry, I have checked with Vanessa before going live and talking about tests that I do for her and everything. Like last time when I was doing the test scarf, I asked her if it was okay to talk about it during my live streams and to, well, of course, I link her and everything below, but yeah. Ooh, okay. Gloves. My gloves are mean. Okay. I'm getting good. Oh, and I think I am managing to finish this row. I hope so. This is a very neon color, bright as the sky. No, the sky is less bright than this. What could I? Maybe some type of lizard or frog or bird. Now, sometimes those can have very hazardous material colors, if you know what I mean. Not as in toxicity, but more like to scare off predators and indicate that they might be a little bit poisonous or venomous or venomous. That I don't know the word. I'm sorry. You know, there are different. There's a difference between poison and venom, and all of that stuff. But right now, my brain is a tiny bit too fried to really know how to explain it well. I know the difference. Trust me, I just cannot say it right now. Um, I'm a little bit into panic mode, so you know, I do as best as I can. Okay. Oh, we're gonna finish the row and then weave it in. And when I'm on panels like this, I don't like to fast enough into join a new color. I prefer to just like you yarn over with the new thread, just like you were doing if you were changing colors. You yarn over with the new yarn, and then after that you tie just half of a knot and you weave in the ends both together under it, like this. So what I would do is just tie one knot, not a complete knot, just one to keep the two strands together, just so it doesn't undo itself. But you don't want the bulk of it, because it's bulky. Not making much sense, but I hope you can understand me. And now I'm just going to work over both strands. They're quite long, and I think they're barely long enough for me to cover both of them. So I will do that now. Yeah. Okay. And this. Okay. I like crochet. At least I will have this panel finished. I can probably take this project with me wherever I'll be going. Because could print the pattern and just take it with me. To be honest, that's probably what I'm gonna do because I wanna finish this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to do that with the picnic blanket pattern if I get evicted. Which is, I guess that sucks a little bit, but also it's still 2 months left to do it. So I mean, I would be warning her very early on that I can't complete it. But that is if I get evicted. I'm gonna let her know that tomorrow. If I get my eviction notice after not paying, it will be actually a Thursday, I think. Well, normally the landlord send me like a notice on the second of the month if I've not paid, that they're going to send an eviction notice if I don't pay by the end of the day. So that's it. I sort of have until Thursday at the very latest. So that's, yeah. But like I said, they've not done anything illegal. They are within their rights because in Quebec that is how it works. And they have been very lenient, so it is no fault of them. They're allowed to ask for that because I have paid late in the past, and they would be allowed even if I hadn't, because that's the legal stuff here. A lot of people wrongfully think that they're allowed a few days or like a few things before, but not in Quebec. Okay, I'm getting notifications. Fingers just cracked very hard. Okay. So I gotta finish this stupid panel. And I guess the other thing that worries me is I don't have enough funds in my bank account to even cover the automatic things that get taken out, like the bank account fees, monthly fees. You pay a monthly fee to keep your bank account open, basically, and also the insurance. My renter's insurance gets taken automatically from my account. So that's another thing I can't really do, you know. What else? Yeah. But yeah, last few months have been good. Like I've been able to pay a lot of the debt I have, but um yeah, this month it's not been at all. And I've been kind of not feeling the best. And I'm having flare ups. I have carpal tunnel flare ups. It hurts. I can't crochet when it's like that. I'm sorry, I gotta blow my nose again. So yeah, I don't want to pressure anyone into helping because I know that, like, of course, times are hard with everyone, but you know. Oh, one thing that I hate is every time I put something like that on Facebook, there is this one person who's always like, "I would help, but I'm struggling too, you know," and I'm just like, "Yeah, nobody asked you." There's always this one person saying that, and I'm always like, "Well, don't help then. Leave me the f alone." Anyway, it's. I'm sorry for venting, but that person doesn't get that I'm in this trouble because of my disabilities and things like that. It's not because I try to pity myself. I really do need the help. I need a, a support worker or aid or whatever they're called. But I am not getting one because my doctor doesn't believe I need it. I need someone to do paperwork for me or to help with things such as, just governmental things and phone calls and such. I don't even have a phone right now, so it's not much of a concern. Well, I have a cell phone. I don't have a plan. I don't have any way to. I can't make phone calls right now. And what I mean by that is I literally physically cannot because my SIM card has been deactivated. I do not have a phone. Like I don't have a phone plan. And that I I keep offing myself trying to explain this to people because they're like, this and this person wants me to tell you that you should call them. Oh, you should just call people. Oh, you should just call this place and this place to get help. I do not have a phone plan. I can't just go and ask my roommate, hey, lend me your phone. First of all, he doesn't know that I don't have one because he would be like, I don't like this, that's illegal, blah blah blah, which is not actually illegal to not have a phone number, but he would like shame me for it and be like, you're so weird not to have that, and like he would put me down about it. And that's why he doesn't know it. I don't feel safe asking him for anything because anytime I really need something, he doesn't help. And people don't want to understand that. They're just like, just ask your roommate. Yeah, I'm gonna ask the guy who moves things on purpose to gaslight me about it. I'm sorry that I'm venting, but like I'm frustrated with people right now. Like they're not wanting to understand why I'm in this situation. Okay, I have 3 rows left. That's good. And it looks kind of okay where I joined it. It's a little bit bulkier, but I don't think it will show that much. Okay. I guess I'll just go slow in this row so I don't catch it. But yeah, there's always this one person whenever I post that I'm struggling who's like, well, everyone else is struggling too. Or they're like, I'm in the same situation. There's always, like, anyway, I don't know why people always have to be so unhelpful. It would be okay if that person didn't say anything at all and just, like, went, annoying winter posting about needing help again. That would have been okay. I would have been okay with not getting comments like this. And like it's almost like, are you begging for help on my help post? Like, are you telling people you need money on my I need money post? Is that what you're doing? Like, I'm doing this post because I'm desperate right now. I'm not doing that to gain any sort of pity or anything. I'm really in a desperate situation. I often wait the last second to do this because I don't feel good doing it. It doesn't feel okay to be asking people for stuff like that, which I do on YouTube, but on YouTube, at least I provide a service in exchange for it, which I do count this as a service. I know a lot of people don't, but it is. Um, so in my mind, like, I'm streaming, right? I'm providing entertainment. It's not like the most entertaining thing ever. I mostly complain most of the time, but that's a job I'm doing. It's not like I'm just going, so that's just one of the things that I guess I'm just annoyed by that person on Facebook. And people always try to make it seem like they care about you and they're genuinely trying to be helpful. Like, oh, I feel for you, but I am also in a bad situation. That's okay to not help or donate if you cannot. Like, I will never put anyone down for that. But what is not okay is to dismiss a person's struggles because you have your own. People who tell me things like everyone has problems. Like, I don't want to throw shade, but that is a pretty nasty thing to say. I am aware of that. If you don't want to hear about it, you can leave. Because I don't have anyone else to talk about that stuff with. I have friends, but I'm not gonna tell them, hey, I have money problems. I'm so sad. I'm so depressed. I'm so blah 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 all the time. Like, they wouldn't be my friends. At least on YouTube, you can leave if you don't want to hear about it. But I'm not gonna like text my friends and say, I'm so depressed right now. I don't have any food and I'm going to have to live on the street soon. Who does that, like, anyway? And people just, they don't want to understand. They just cannot get it through their skull that I can try and help myself and do all those things that you're able to do as an abled person. But that's the whole point of not being able to do them, is I cannot um like, you have an internal calendar that tells you, okay, I need to do this and this by this date, and that I need to do that and everything. And people have like planners and things that they write into, and that helps them have a better sense of timing. I can't do that. If I write it in a planner, I'm going to do it one time and after that forget it the whole time, because it's going to be too much energy to write it in the planner, more energy that to do the actual task. I know that sounds weird to someone who doesn't have ADHD, but writing tasks in a planner is a task of itself, and it just adds to your workload. And we don't really have a very good memory anyway, so we tend to just either forget we have a planner, forget we wrote in it, or just not really able to follow through with the plan because we're not really able to improvise with random things that are thrown in our schedule. And that is part of my autism as well, is if there's a surprise thing that wasn't in the planner, I cannot compose with that and work with that anymore. I am going to have to throw off the whole schedule over one thing. And that's one thing people don't understand when they tell you, well, just plan better. I cannot plan better. I plan as good as my brain allows me to do. But it doesn't. I have a lot of executive dysfunction. And when I'm on panic mode and everything, I don't even see and feel like days passing. A week could pass and I'm just like, oh, I still have a few days to do X thing, but no, it was due like a month ago. That's what ADHD is sometimes. And like people like to blame you for that. Like people like to blame you for things. And people don't realize that I am doing the best I can with what I have right now. I understand that it's not enough for you, but it's starting to like get very tedious that I'm not enough for the people in my life, and it's depressing and it's hard. Like I get people unfriending me every month over stuff like that. And I don't know, it's hard to explain how I feel, but it's true. But I don't qualify for unemployment right now because I make too much. And when I did qualify, I had to give all that I made over a certain amount anyway, which, to be truthful, all of it was going into bills and things that were late. So I was not making any money over the amount. I was just struggling. Because my stepmom is funny, okay? She's the one telling me, oh, you should just apply for unemployment, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I get that. But I was trying to explain her that it wouldn't even be profitable, like when she first like told me that. And she said, yeah, it will. You'll make more money with your sales then. You just have to remember, Winter, you have to give back that money to the government after, but you will make more money. No, I have to give it back. I can't use the money that I make extra with my sales because I have to give it back after. You just said it yourself. So no, it doesn't help me. I'm sorry that I'm venting, but it's stupid. Like unemployment and things like that are profitable to people who do not have any income at all. But I'm not at zero. Sometimes I make money enough to sustain myself sometimes. Sometimes I do. Anyway, it's and I got very generous donations and help also in the past. Like last month, I thought I was going to struggle last month, but people just like up and gave me very generous donation, and like that paid a very big part of my bills and rent, and I was very grateful for that. But yeah, I have a lot of debt, and it's really just hard to get on top of that when you don't have a normal but a day job or a constant source of income. I really wish I could have that. Like, no one wishes they could not work. Like, no one is happy about not being able to work. Maybe some people are, I don't know, but I can assure you that this isn't working to my advantage right now. Like, my body is broken and always hurts, and I'm always anxious and wondering where I'm gonna be the next month. And so, anyway, I'm sorry, I don't want to talk about this too long. I've been talking about it very long already. And I feel guilty over that too because like people don't really want to hear about that. I know. Eh, yeah. I'm going to remove this live after, I think. But yeah, the next few days are going to be me trying to find a safe area. There's gotta be like something to Google about that. I don't know. I know that I can't stay in the area that I'm in right now. It's not very safe. There's a lot of criminal activity in in certain areas of the city. And well, the place I am living in right now, it's okay-ish, but like we don't have any warm vents or anything like that. So I would have to go to the center of the city, which is a little bit more dangerous, but you know. Oh, I think I only have one row left. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, we're gonna try to do it, and then we are going to count. Uh, yeah. And after that, I'm going to measure how much yarn I used. And we're gonna do the black panel, which is also coincidentally the back panel, which has one letter difference. I'm sorry. But yeah, sometimes people talk to me and they just do not realize the level of privilege it is to be able to have a working day job or to have like a specific income, things like that, and how things to them that make total sense, that or the opposite, like don't make sense. So it doesn't make sense to them that I'm not able to do all these things for myself and not able to access the resources and everything. But that's really it. I'm not able to access them on my own because I don't have the brain for it. My brain doesn't comprehend how to socially act and get things that I need. And I'm trying to off myself explaining this to people over and over again till I'm blue in the face and it doesn't do anything. People are still like, why don't you just call here? Why don't you just fill out this form? Why don't you just go see this place? I cannot do it on my own. That's really what I anyway. I keep repeating myself now, so I think I should just stop. But just really trying to explain why there's so many things I don't do for myself. It's not because I don't want to. Like someone was trying to tell me, "Oh, I'll send you all the pages of the resources that will help you, Winter." I know all of them. I've looked at all of them. I've looked at all the things I'm allowed to get and do. I know how all the things. I just cannot. I don't have the social knowledge to get up and go to these places and talk to the right people and do those things. I need someone to do it for me. Like, these autistic people who have high support needs and have someone coming to their house. That's what I would need to have, but I do not, because my doctor believes it's just, you're just a big baby. That's the thing. I wish people understood. I don't think I'm making much sense. I'm sorry. I know that I keep repeating myself right now. I don't think I will um, be able to stop talking about this uh, during this live because like it's stuck in my head right now, and I need to at least get some of it out. Okay, so right now I will just count the rows. Okay, we have 60 rows. So we're gonna leave a abnormally long tail in case I have to weave it in a certain way, in case I can't like trap it in the side or like I would like to do. My plan is to just like crochet over it. I don't even know how the sides are weaved, not weaved, but like joined. I don't remember what it was, or I didn't check enough. I don't know, but the sides are like seamed or crocheted. I don't remember. Okay, we're gonna have a look at this panel though. Okay, see, as I was talking about my tension problems, you can kind of see it now. It's curling up. I have to block this though. Yeah, and I even think it's gonna take more than one square to block it, which I'm a little bit upset about because look at the size of these things. It's annoying to have to get out a few just to get this. I need four, in fact. I will need to put them together. I hate that it's only a few inches more than one on either side. That's what I hate the most, truthfully. It's not that so much that it's bigger than one square, but just that it slightly overlaps, and that means I have to get out a bunch of other squares. Oh, all right. We're gonna block it because I don't have good tension, so we're gonna fix that right now. But I like the color that I did. At least it looks pretty. Okay, let's set the F down and do this. We're gonna get the knit blockers because I don't like using pins. People are so nasty on the internet when a crocheter uses knit blockers for some reason. And like, let me know if you had to deal with any of that online backlash for using knit blockers. That is ridiculous, but yes, it happens. Like, I was on Ubby just posting about, oh, I got rainbow knit blockers, and people were like, why did you need them to be rainbow? First of all, which is very like queer phobic kind of a way to think. Also, but I'm queer, so I don't care. But also, another thing they were saying was, why are you using knit blockers? You're a crocheter. You don't need knit blockers. Well, let me tell you, it's because I don't want to put 20 pins in my crochet. Just 3 or 4 knit blockers is fine. I don't really care for pinning carefully every single little stitch. That's not something I'm interested in doing. So instead, I just pin it. I just block it like this with the big blockers. And they are rainbow, so it makes your life better, right? Okay, I think I'm just gonna use the smaller ones to put in between. Wait, actually, I should put them apart. I'm sorry if it's not making any sense right now because I'm away from the camera, but I'm sitting on the floor trying to pin my work with the big knit blockers. Yeah. Evil knit blockers, right? I don't know why people are so concerned about that. I guess in the end, it's just like a matter of having to put your nose in everything everyone's doing all the time. And it's like a side effect of social media and always giving your opinion to people about what you think they should do with their life. And so owning net blockers as a crocheter is such a crime. It's such a thing to worry about, right? But I'm not even kidding. That happened on the Ubby Facebook group, actually. And I was just like, really? That's what you're concerned about? A person who doesn't knit using knit blockers? I wish my life was that simple. Let me tell you. I was like, oh boy. If that was a problem in my life, I would be so happy. And also another thing is, whenever you do anything that someone judges you shouldn't do in fiber arts, they're so nasty and elitist about it. But there's this designer. She is an established designer. She asked people what they do with their ends, and I said, I work over my tails if the stitches are tight enough. Like if you're using single crochet in some instances, it can be all right. Or then I can also sometimes I also just uh, weave my ends in And she said, a word for word, this established designer said, word for word, you do not weave your ends in. It is not secure. You have to sew them in. And when I weave, like, I don't do it one side, right? I go back and forth. You go back in one direction. Well, you go in one direction, you go back in the opposite one, and then you do a third direction. And this is a trick that I've gotten by Michael from the crochet crowd, and it really helps getting those neat tails that don't fall off and show up. It will give a good result, right? But this designer had the nerve to tell me that I was doing it incorrectly because I was not sewing them in. Like, really, sewing them in. What does that even supposed to mean that it's so different from weaving? Anyway, like, I'm not gonna say who it was. I don't want that kind of drama. I just thought it was a silly thing. Um, and I don't know why we have to be this messy on social media. Like, people should just be, okay, life, fine, you leave your ends in. I'll live through it. It won't kill me. But no, apparently it's a crime against crochet, so. And after that, I deleted my comments and I left. That's what I did because I didn't want to deal with her anymore. I'm going to be right back. After that, we're going to weigh my skeins to see how much yarn I used because I'm testing. So, yeah, we're going to do that. I'm going to be right back. I got to go to the bathroom. Hello again. I gotta blow my nose again. I apologize. It's been getting a little bit colder right now. I checked the weather earlier. It was like 6 degrees Celsius. Uh, we have rain going on, and the skies are very much covered at the moment. Okay, I'm gonna change the title to warn that I'm complaining in this. There, I thought this one was funny. So, then drink more water. Ew. How are you doing? I just finished a panel of something I'm testing, and right now it is blocked on my blocking mats, so I cannot show you. But I just finished a huge panel. I can take a photo and show you, actually. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me just do that. Okay. Huh. Oh, there. That's what it looks like. This is neon yellow with black. And this is the front panel. And I found out that actually the back panel has to be just one color. You don't do the whole graph on it. So it means I'm gonna have enough yarn to just do the back panel in black, and I'm going to be fine. So that's good news. Yee. Okay. Whew. I'm a little bit heated right now because I just got up. Thank you. How are you doing? What have you been up to? I saw your birthday thingy and I fell asleep in the middle of it too. After a few minutes of watching, I just started to snooze. What's going on with these skins? These are a very weird weight. Okay, I have 79 grams left of it, so I gotta find the Ubby website because these are 100 meters each. So Ubby, OB, Amigo XL in the color neon yellow, which right now is not discounted, but the non-XL version is. It's like half price or something. Okay, so yeah, these are 100 meters and they're 50 grams. So out of 200, I have 79 out of 200 and 100 grams. So we're gonna do it like that. So we have 158. Oh, I forgot the other one. We have 300 actually meters and 150 grams. Okay. We still have 158 left. So we used about 150. Mm. I'm just writing a message to the designer because I'm going to forget otherwise. Uh, you spent yesterday and this morning getting your stuff packaged to ship? Cool. That's a lot of packaging to do. Goodness, yeah, that is an expensive amount of shipping. I hope you have like the little discount thingy or something. I have a discount for uh to post stuff because I have a small business. But yeah, that saves me quite a bit of money. I hope you were able to. I hope that your donations for the wheel or something have at least helped some with that. Because I saw that's what you were doing. Before I fell asleep, I did catch on a few things. I was still in bed when I watched it. That's why I was cozy, tucked in the blankets. There. There. Okay. And it's funny because I could make an exact same tote with this exact same color. Right now we're just gonna put it back because I don't need the yellow anymore. There. Okay. And I wanna see how much black I have left in this. Yeah, we have about 100 grams, and this is 200 grams. I have half of this left, which means, where is the length? Oh, okay. I have about 150 meters. So I'm gonna use this for the handles. I have a full skein. I'm gonna use the full skein. I have some scraps even there. We're gonna use a new skein. Beautiful. It's all fluffed up and it's got some fibers stuck in it, but it's okay. Oh, ouch! Back hurts. Yes, they did. It was a big help. Oh, you have Snapship. That's good. Yeah. I have their little discount small business card. And I have a post office like 2 minutes away from my home, which I am so happy about because when I'm in pain or anything, I can just walk for 2 minutes and it's right there. And I even have a postal box which I can mail small envelopes and things in, which is quite helpful too. And it's like at the corner of the street right there, so it's not a big walk. I hate that they don't have a proper tail out. I'm gonna have to dig for it. Ah, I found it. It's here. And now we're just gonna tuck back the other one. There. Come on. So I love Burnout Premium. And whenever I go to Walmart, the only other color they have of this is white, bright pink, like almost candy colored pink, and some yellow, and that's the only color they have: white, black, yellow, and pink. And so that would make a hell of a weird blanket, but I kind of want to use them together. I think that would be funny. Oh, you're trying to get to 2K. That's awesome. Oh, I hope you managed that, actually. That would be awesome. Let me just put a thing on my community tab then. Channel. Community. I have to get the link first. Yeah, that would be helpful. There. Got it posted on the community tab here. Oh, now I gotta do some finger stretches. Mysterious finger stretches, just like this. I don't know why I do this. Yeah. I'm happy to have finished this panel over there. I was just complaining earlier. That's why I changed the title of this live stream to ranting and renting, because I had a little bit of a vent about um, expenses and things and rent and all the stuff, life stuff. You're using your new Ninja air fryer. That sounds awesome. Ooh, noodles and steak. That sounds yummy. I've not had steaks in a very long time. And the reason behind this is very weird. As an autistic person, I have some sensory issues, but sometimes it just changes on you like randomly, and I just can't eat steak anymore because now the smell gets on me. I don't know, it makes me feel a bit sick. So, like, I used to love steak and I grew up eating it, but now I can't anymore. Meat is expensive as hell anyway, but like it was part of my diet when I was younger. It was very big in my family, actually. We would eat a lot of steak. My dad cooks a lot of red meats, and he's a hunter, so I got quite a few different ones. I got to taste a lot of different red meats. Like, I right now I cannot think of it for some reason, but yeah. Let's just count the chains. I have to do 61. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, bon, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61. And I counted in French. You got to hear me speak French a little bit. Uh, okay, 10. Oh, not a big meat eater, mostly veggies and salads. I love salad. I love chicken. Chicken is one of my favorite things ever. I eat a lot of chicken. Yeah, I've been using them for a specific project, actually. I can show you. It is. Wait, it's over there somewhere. Yeah. I've been using it for granny squares. I like to use my hooks for specific projects. There. Where is it? It's here. Know these scraps that I got at the thrift store? So I have very tiny ones here. This is all like DK sort of weight or a little bit smaller. And I've been using the 4.5 for it because it's a quite good size to work with this tiny ones. And for the larger ones, using the 5mm hook. And I've made quite a few now. I have my little pile. Let's count them. I'm going to show it show them all to you. The first, made this one a while ago before I even had those hooks, but I decided to use them for it because they're pretty sparkly. This one is pretty sparkly, and this one is striped. I love the colors. Yeah. So yeah, these are just like a bit more classic colors. I don't know if you remember, I've been working on this for a few months now. And I just decided that this would be the hook for them now. So yeah. And so yeah. I've been working on I didn't show this one. This one has a little bit more of a light blue border. But I started working on them again. And I made wait, I'm gonna show you this. These ones are older. But yesterday I made this one, or the day before, I don't know. Yeah, it does. I like that too. But the tiny one, I was like sorting through. I have another one in here somewhere, but it's I don't know, it might have fell off. It might be like somewhere in my yarn drawer or something, because sometimes I stash away the granny squares and I find them a few months later. But that's what happens. Yeah. Okay. Let's put these back. And I also have another one. This is also 3 weight, so this works well for it. But these are Ubby Kind Feather. Ubby Kind Feather. It's really soft. It's premium anti-pilling acrylic. So the 4.5 works super well for it. Yeah. And I made shorts with this a while ago. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Not with this size though, mind you, with bigger squares, but with this colorway because it's like Beetlejuice. So yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been making a lot of squares. And I'm trying to figure out what's happening with the heaters right now. It's being weird. Again, as always. I have a full bin of squares here, by the way. This one I tested for Amanda's Craftastic Crocheter. I have a bunch of tiny teeny ones. These were all worsted yarn. These two. This is just a bunch of random scrap squares. This one was hand-dyed wool. But yeah, just a bunch of... Ooh. I have a bunch of red solid squares. And when I say a bunch, yeah, I have a lot. I just don't really know what to do with these. And I have a bunch of yellow ones too. So I was gonna make something out of them. I was gonna make a cardigan, and I did not. And yeah, I might still do it. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. But yeah, I love the hooks, and I especially, okay, you're gonna think this is weird, but I like spinning it under the light and looking at the sparkles. And I think it's my autistic self being like mesmerized by it. But every time I use it, I kind of do this. I kind of spin it like this, and I like to just look at it. So yeah, I do that stuff. Yes, Beetlejuice colors. Yeah. Yeah, I could do a quilted look too. Although I don't think I want to use the neon yellow squares with the red ones because I think that would clash a little bit. But the other colors, I can work something out for sure. I think especially the red ones might go with the Beetlejuice ones. I have a few squares with Beetlejuice colors actually. Douze, 13. Ooh, we're just gonna count a little bit again. 12, 15, 20. Okay. You have a bunch of knitted, crocheted, and Tunisian squares. That's awesome. Different sizes. That would be amazing. That would be pretty cool. You should do that. Yeah, that would be a pretty um intense cardi, like mixed and match or unmatched or whatever else. I have a bunch of rainbow yarns laying on my desk right now, and these are going to be a bucket hat, which I'm using a 4.5 millimeter hook with. Um, I've shown my bucket hats previously, but if anyone has not seen them yet, this is a tutorial on Passionate Kelsey's channel, and yeah, these were made with a 4.5 just because she uses a 5, and I have a little bit of a loose tension, so this works better for me. Just use a little bit of a smaller hook, and look how cool it is. Yeah, it just switches color, so it swirls throughout. Fun times. Fun times. Okay, let's put this back. What time is it right now? Oh, it's almost. It's just. Yeah, it's close to 5, but not quite. I still have a little while before a roommate comes home. How is the social media going? Let's check on that. Let's crack the fingers too. Okay, let's finish this chain. Enough. 10, 100. 3, 4. 4, 5, 26, 27, 38, 39, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. Okay, we're almost through the first row. And this panel is gonna be the boring one because it's just a black back panel. So it's just like mindless crocheting for a bit. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. Where did I miscount? We have 58 stitches. And I'm gonna count to make sure I didn't do something stupid. 2, this. Okay, yeah, I just miscounted the first time around. I have the right amount of stitches actually. I just for some reason skipped to count 2 of the stitches. I don't know. Sometimes you get distracted on YouTube, I guess. So that's everyone's fault. No, I'm just joking. I have a lot of love for Bernat Premium. And the interesting thing is, it's premium acrylic, right? So it should be a little bit more expensive. But in Canada, you might know this actually, or some viewers might not. But I reckon you should know if you've seen it around. I'm not sure if you've seen it around in your area, but at Walmart, this is available for like $5 something, 5.30 or 5 something, right? But the premium super value, which is just a value acrylic, not premium, not anything, is at Michael's for $6 something, $7, close to that. So it's actually cheaper for me to get the Bernat Premium. There you go. So I'm not complaining about that. I love Bernat Premium. It's one of my favorite yarns. And for 5 something a skein, it's worth it. This is all in Canadian dollars, by the way, for those who don't know and might think like that's for a skein of acrylic, it's a little bit expensive, but in Canada it is more expensive because our currency is like that. Yeah. So yeah, our stuff costs a little bit more money, but yeah, I found that yarn to be reasonably priced personally, and I like to use it a lot because it is super soft to the touch, being a premium acrylic. I'm kind of just hoping I don't need to frog this panel for being quite thicker than the that yellow yarn, and I just hope it doesn't end up way too big. That's my hope. I'm gonna leave the other one pinned, and I'm gonna assess that a little bit later. But yeah, yeah. So I've blocked the other square just to make sure uh, the little strands, the little floats, settle correctly, and to make everything look smoother. So my goal for today is to at least finish 10 rows of this, and I know that I will probably stop after because my left hand is cramping up. Oh, and I've been, um, yeah. Oh, I don't remember what I was saying. Yeah, brain. I just had a brain moment. Okay. Am I doing the right stitches, the right amount of stitches? I didn't count. I counted the last row. Okay, I think this is fine. Okay. Let's see. Mm, more water. Hydration reminder to all the neurodivergent crocheters who forget to drink water. Alright. More crochet. So I've been starting in the same stitch as the chain because I've been liking this more lately. And I feel like the sides being a little jagged doesn't really bother me because you get the bulk of having one stitch in with the chain, and it looks a little bit better in my mind than just working in the turning chains. So I don't know. I don't really care that it's not proper crochet work or anything. I just figured out that I prefer doing it this way. And I get edges that are pretty clean anyway. Like, let me just finish this row and I will show you because right now you have like one row. My skin's been breaking out badly lately. Let's finish. Come on. Oh, I have a hair stuck on my finger, and it's distracting me as I crochet because I see it weaving around and doing a little dance across my knuckles. Ugh, such annoying, right? Right. So, what is everyone else working on? Is anyone else testing anything? I wonder because I've tested for a lot of designers, and I'm always curious what other people have tested. Um, I've te- I've tested a lot of amigurumi. I've tested a scarf. I've tested a lot of hats. Um, yeah. Now I'm also testing a picnic blanket. But yeah, which is a mosaic blanket. I've tested a few tapestry crochet pieces like this one is. Okay. See what I mean? This is my edge. Oh, well, right now it's looking bumpy, but it's rather straight, and you can't see it so well because it's black. But anyway, it is going to be stitched together or crocheted together in the end because that's what the pattern calls for. You put the wrong size together and you put it together. Well, let me just see. Okay, it is. Yeah, okay, it's crocheted together. Yeah, the pieces are just crocheted together. Oh, it doesn't even say if you should single crochet them together or use another stitch or just a slip stitch. So I guess that's another note to send the designer. Wait. So, hmm. I cannot see my bottom right now. I'm just trying to weave the, the like starting tail back, but it's being a bother. It's quite a dark day today with the clouds not well, the clouds covering the sky and everything. So, uh, 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 sneeze time. No sneeze, but still. annoying nose. Oh. Uh, it gets everywhere during allergy season. I'm sorry if this is nasty, but whenever I blow my nose, that's, yeah. I don't have good nose blowing skills. And I also don't have tissues. I have handkerchiefs, but I don't have enough of them to supply for allergy season. When I use my handkerchiefs, well, to be polite, I can only use them so much before they become absolutely full. Because they're not disposable. I have to wash them, of course, which is a great solution environmentally. But I figured if I just use my towel, um, the days when it's like really, really bad, then it's just more effective, more efficient, more. It's not as soft on the nose, but I shall deal with the consequences of that. you know. Mm. I just bit myself. Accidentally, of course. Yeah. Water drink. Okay. I am back with the tangle mess on my desk. Let's. Yeah. So, as I said, when I want something to be either sold through my shop or that I want it to be extra secure or look super nice, I like to weave. Well, when it's something small like this, right, where it goes completely one way to the other, I like to just weave one tail all the way back, and then anyway, in this case, it is going to be like tucked in the sides when I crochet the sides together because it's gonna catch on either sides and it's gonna secure it. And when I crochet the first the bottom together, it's gonna trap it there as well. So yeah, this end is not going anywhere, let me tell you. It's just super long to do because it's 60 stitches that I gotta go and individually pass through and pass through again and again. Anyway. Go back through again. Woo. I'm very focused right now. I apologize for that. We still got all of this to weave it in, which is like halfway through. So, what is everyone's projects for the summer? Let me know. I don't have very many because of what I was saying earlier. But other than that, if I manage to make it, I would absolutely love to diversify my shop stock a little bit, because right now I keep making the same plushies over and over again, and it's not good for me to only be making one thing. And as much as I appreciate getting orders, I kind of think if I diversify it a little bit, it's going to be helpful for both me and the customers getting what they want, and for me to just be a little bit more passionate about what I do. It's going to be more fun. So that would be one of my goals. So I'm gonna start making a few more random makes that I make one of and that I just sell in my shop and see how it does. Ugh. Yeah. Okay. This bag is absolutely huge too. Um, like you could use this as a project bag. Right now, see, it's as big as my whole body. Well, in width anyway, it's kind of squarish in length. I think it might be just a little bit wider than it is tall because a single crochet like that. But it's very, very close to being square. Alright. Hello. We almost finished weaving the tail in. We got this much to go. And I was explaining why I was going all the way. Because once I assemble the panels together, it's gonna trap the tail inside and it's gonna be secured that way. I weaved it in that way for the scarf as well. It worked well. It didn't unravel or anything, and it doesn't look bulky. Yeah, come on. I'm just trying to poke it through here. What? And there, can snip it now. There. Yeah, and I have to make this whole panel in black, 60 rows, 60 by 60, and that is quite big. That is, let me do the math. 3,600 stitches. I'm not good at math. I have to use the calculator even for easy maths. Yeah, this is the only thing I have for light right now. So I have my little lamp over here that is shining on my stitches, and that is very helpful. It's like lighting up the black pretty well, which admittedly works a little bit better on bright days. Right now it's a little bit gloomy, so it's a little bit harder to see the stitches, but I don't really have to look at it too much since this is just single crochet all over the place, so I can kind of like feel my way through the stitches. So it's not as if I have to do any precision work or anything. So it's kind of okay. Yeah. Like I just look at it very uh, lightly. I mean, what I hate doing in some yarns like this, well, I can see stitches just fine right now, but what I would hate doing is very intricate work with different stitches. And the problem with the neon yellow was that it was too bright and it was hurting my eyes, in contrast to the black being super dark and hard to see. So that was an interesting thing when I was making the front of the tote earlier, yesterday actually. And let me see how much yarn is used for the handles of the tote bag. I've not checked that. It must not be a lot. Does it say? Okay, for the straps, all it says is to chain your desired length, and then it's a 4-row thing, and you just gotta single crochet the straps. So okay, this shouldn't use too much yarn. Yeah. I don't know what I'm gonna do for the straps yet. I like my tote bags to have very long straps. Because if I use them for shopping or something, it's convenient that way. I don't think I would want to use Bernat Premium for the straps though, because it's a bit springy. Uh, and when you work single crochet like this, it's a little bit too like this would be about the width of the finished straps, and right now it is springing a little bit too much to my liking, you know. Yeah, overlay mosaic would be sturdy indeed. However, since I am testing this pattern, I'm required to use her way of doing it. But I'm certainly gonna try to use a more sturdy yarn, maybe a cotton yarn or something, and I'm probably going to double that with some kind of fabric or anything like that. Yeah, but yes, overlay mosaic straps would be pretty sturdy for sure, and quite thick as well. But yeah, I do have to use her method of single crocheting all the way. And she says 4 rows, so it would be like this, like double the length of this. But yeah, that's the problem. The yarn I'm using now is stretchy, so I have some cotton yarns. I might use that. I could have used cotton yarn for this whole thing, but I didn't really have the funds for this. I'm gonna be lining this bag with fabric to help with that. So I don't know, we'll see. But yeah. Um I don't know if I can do that. I will have to ask the designer. All that I know is according to the pattern it says to chain 120 chains in or desired length, and then to single crochet all the way back and do 4 rows of single crochet total. That's what the pattern says. So I will have to ask her um like if alternatives are accepted, since it is just for the strap after all. Although there is something I thought about. Let me see if I can find it actually. I'm gonna be right back. I have leather straps from Hobby, and these are quite thick and good material. This one is 18 millimeter thick. It's a little bit small, but like it will work. It's a leather handle. I just have to attach it securely. But this would work. What do you think? I think I'm gonna ask the designer actually. I'm still probably gonna test her actual. Yeah. But yeah, this could work. I would just have to like attach it. I have little thingies, the little screws. I have that stuff somewhere. Mm. But yeah, ow! Yeah, I could. Yeah, I could do that. I could crochet around it. That would work. It would look good too. But I'm also probably going to have to make them the way she asks in the pattern, just for testing purposes. But then I'm probably just gonna, or I could sew them together. This is not like hardcore leather. Leather is hard to go through with a needle, but you need like a bit of force and you need a specialized needle for that. But and also a thimble, but or some kind of finger guards, anything that will prevent you from poking yourself while you use that on leather. But I don't know, it could be an option. But yeah, no, I think I would just like crochet something over it. I don't know. Yeah. I could just go with the single crochet and like do an envelope kinda and stitch it back together around, insert the handle through it, and then after that I just join it like normal, and that would make it sturdy. But yeah, I want to ask Vanessa first what she thinks, because it's her pattern. I don't think I'm gonna be using this tote outside um anyway. I said I was probably going to sell it in my shop. She's gonna have a very nice lining inside. I have some cute fabrics over there. I have some very pretty fabrics. I got this giant discounted fabric from Joann's a while ago. If you did not know, sometimes they ship some of their items to Canada, and this is just a discounted fabric. And probably gonna use this one for lining purposes. I have another fabric that is just solid black too that I could use, but this one is so cute, the little stars and bats. So this is just cotton, regular cotton. Yeah. I have some options in there. I have a few different ones. There. Uh, yeah. Knitting with chopsticks. You used to test for a lot of designers, but crochet and knit. That's cool. That's quite awesome, actually. So this is my second time testing for Vanessa, and tested for quite a few people. I've tested for alt nuts a bunch of times. Yeah. And what I do with my tests most of the time when they're completed is I just put them on a shelf to keep until further notice. Because I've not really tested a lot of garments. I've mostly tested amigurumi. I've tested some garments. So yeah, I was excited to do this tote bag. I've tested a coffin bag from a designer over on Ribbler a while ago. I'm gonna bring one to you to show you. Gonna be right back again. So, what's interesting about this one, it's a coffin shaped bag. You can't really see it very well because it collapsed from being hung onto my hooks in my room, but it is indeed a coffin shape. It goes about here. You can kind of see the edges here, But what's unique about this is it's worked in a round. So you start by making the bottom here, and you just work around and around, and every time you come to a corner you do a front post or a back post, because you like alternate you turn every round you do. So yeah, it turns every round. Oh yeah. So you just increase, and when you reach that point you just decrease, and then you make the strap like that. But this one is acrylic, however it's doubled, so it's quite sturdy. Like, this is a very huge strap, and it's not going anywhere. Let me tell you, it is quite sturdy. So yeah, I love this bag. It's pretty cute. I'm making it in orange as well, but in cotton. So yeah, that's my coffin bag. It's just hanging in my room, really. Let me put that back. Not to like crowd the whole living room with stuff. Um, and I am back again. Okay. So, yeah, it was a fun test too. Um, but like I said, what I love about it, it's not, there's no assembly, it's no sew. And once you get to the strap portion, you just crochet through the edge. Like, you join your yarn and you just start crocheting from there, and then you just go back and forth, and when you reach the desired length, you just crochet it like at the other side, you know, just through the stitches. So it's a no sew pattern, and that's what I loved about it, because sewing can get a little bit tedious sometimes. Not everyone enjoys doing that. And at first it was not advertised as such. But when I noticed it, I told the designer, you better advertise this as no sew pattern, right? You're gonna make a ton of money with that. Because all the coffin purses I've ever seen need some assembly, because you just make two shapes together and then you make the side or something. But theirs was just, you just went in a round and just made the whole shape the whole way. So I was quite pleased with that. That was awesome. So gonna have to take a short finger break again. And we have 5 rows now. You decided to start another crochet project. Not that you should with the current amount of whips. I feel you. I don't know how many I have right now, but there's whips all over the place. And I'm trying to reduce the numbers of whips I have, but it's hard. You know how it is. Pineapple poncho from the 70s. That is cool. I want to see that. Doing it in mainstay soft teal. Oh, it's a very pretty color. I bet that would look gorgeous. Okay, finger stretches. Also a bit of nose issues. Yeah, finger stretches. My living room is getting a little bit um, disorganized again. I'm gonna have to sort all of that soon. Yeah. Mm. All right. I've been live for quite a while now, 2 hours. So I think I'm gonna let everyone go. I want to thank everyone for being here, and also just gonna put my links one last time in the chat before I go away. But yeah, if you want to check out my links, I would really appreciate it. Um, the rest of the day, I'm probably gonna still crochet on this. I want to get as much progress as I can on this. I hope you have a good evening too. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate that. Oh, there's something here that annoys me. It's like a little dent. Oh, it's created by the tails being weaved in a little bit tightly at the bottom there. Yeah, sometimes I accidentally do that. But yeah, thank you everyone. And I hope you're having a good day or night, or no matter what time it is where you are. I hope you have everything you need, some good rest if you need that, some good food, hydration, very important. Yeah, thank you everyone.